joining us on Strike a Chord is four-piece SoCal punk rockers Moonraker, live on the Chris College Show, Millennial Talk Show. Also, check out our brand new episode of Off the Fret featuring the Phoenix Within. More music talking. We got vocalist and drummer of Moonraker, David Green, with us live on the Chris College Show, Millennial Talk Show.
Hi.
How's it going?
And we are beyond
Fabulous.
stoked. Let's get right on into it because I love how you guys describe yourself under
By the way,
you
it's
guys
awesome.
jokingly say that you are the Michael Jordan of baseball of punk rock.
Yeah.
What a colorful way to say it. I mean, how so, David?
I mean, writing band bios is stupid. So I just, thought that was just like a fun thing. Right?
By the way, my favorite, David, was like, I literally had to Google. I was like, wait, did Michael Jordan play basketball or baseball? And I was he did. I forgot.
The Chicago White Sox. Remember he left? He had that 10-year.
I know, but they only played the A division, whatever, that the one below the major.
I get what you're saying, Marissa.
You know what I'm saying?
But when I'm talking to you, David Green, when you call yourself the Michael Jordan of baseball of punk rock, are you implying that Moonraker has undeniable talent beyond rock and roll? Just like how, Michael Jordan dominated basketball. Is there something that we don't know about the Moonraker's killing it in?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's about we could probably be better at something else, but we choose to do this.
Is it pounding down beers? Are you guys the chuggers? Are you guys killing in the beer pong? What is it, David Green?
TBD, right?
To be determined.
Yeah.
I like
how this is how tired I am. I was like, TBD, what is that acronym for?
Thank God, I got you, Marissa. We're all here.
Thank you.
I got this family. But hey, David, we can't thank the band enough for the early listen of your brand new album, The Forest, which is coming out on May 13th. And your new single, Crickets, is like a kick to the teeth grinder for all punk lovers out there. And is it fair to say the song is about virtual signaling?
What is that?
Virtual signaling? Well,
I don't even know what that is.
Well, it's kind of like that concept of let's say heavy metal band Bring Me the Horizon. They've always joked that a lot of people are anti-VIST, aka virtual signaling, where they say that they want to push for a movement, but they only, let's say, post a black square like Black Lives Matter and don't actually do anything to actually move the movement forward. Is that kind of what you guys were trying to address? Because I know you guys have spoken in previous publications saying that, gosh, I think everybody's crazy. But then once you start thinking everybody's crazy, you might think that you're the one that's crazy. And so what is the overall message?
Not the one that's crazy. Institution, sorry. I was just
suicidal
tendency lyric.
I do like Pepsi though. So there's that.
I'm a Coke girl. Sorry. I was suicidal. I was it's all about the Coca-Cola.
But what is the overall message between your guys' lead single off this new album, Crickets?
I don't think it's about that because I obviously didn't even know what that was. But
okay, so that's clearly not it. We figured that out.
But now that you say that, it doesn't sound wrong. I am against people doing stuff like that. Right. No, I think it's more just about just not feeling you just feeling like perhaps something could be a little bit better with what's going on, and maybe a little bit of jealousy and a little bit of just not feeling right.
But is it kind of like that factor where it's like, what's driving you crazy? Is it a certain bandmate? Is it the media? I mean, I know what drives me insane is the constant bitching online from friends or family. I don't want to hear about crypto junkies. I don't want to hear about more NFTs. When you start hearing about them, they make you go crazy. I mean, is this kind of something that you guys are griping with when it comes to Crickets?
I mean, I definitely got beef with, crypto people and stuff, but no, I think it's more just kind of personal stuff and just the idea that maybe the world is a little against you, but knowing that's not true, and that kind of makes it worse.
Well, it's kind of like when you think of the metaphor of a cricket, there's no silence, there's no communications. Maybe everybody's thinking the same thing, but they're not necessarily expressing it in the right way. Is that something you guys were sort of kind of grappling about when it came to the theme of this song?
Yeah, I think something like that. It's mostly about like at the end of the song, it says, "So bury your soul and have fun listening to crickets." It's more about just are these people going to care about the thing I have to say, or do they care about a bunch of other stuff that's
we
in my
are a
mind,
star
less
of our
important?
own world,
But,
right?
yeah,
like
or
we are the star of our own world, our own problems, our own everything.
Yeah, and sometimes it feels like you're not even that. So I think that's more like what it's about. Like, am I in the lead credits of the show about my life? Sometimes no. You know,
I like how you phrased it that way, and especially with
Really
a lot of
good.
the noise that's going around on social media, that is definitely a factor that plays in hand, David Green. And instead of talking about crickets any further, let's actually play the music video because, dude, it's a thrasher. You guys are in for a treat. If you're a punk lover like myself, you're gonna love this music video. It's off their brand new album that's dropping on May 13th. It's called The Forest, but this single, it's called Crickets.
Salieri's got exclusives in his Patreon, and Vienna's got deaf fucking ears for them to fall on. Frequently and honestly, it gets exhausting to be the only one who can see through all this bullshit constantly. It only hurts when I care. It only hurts 'cause I always care. Give them hell, but give them a gift receipt. Be anything you want to. Just be discreet, 'cause effort reeks of honesty, and keep that shit away from me. So bare your soul, have fun listening to crickets. Sadness sells, panic sells about it, won't move any tickets. It only hurts when I care. It only hurts when I care.
That's what's good. That is Moonraker, and that is their new single, Crickets, off their upcoming LP, The Forest, out on May 13th. And I want to remind the listening audience, you are listening to Strike a Chord, where if you physically or digitally pick up that record, you're going to know these tracks. And we got the one and only vocalist and drummer, David Green, with us right now. And I know the last couple of months, or let's not even the months, years, haven't been the friendliest for the band, because you guys were coming off tour, stranded in Mexico with stolen gear, to dealing with the release of your new album during the pandemic. And I don't know about you, David Green, but it seems like most bands would quit, but you guys prevailed. And what was the driving force to make this happen?
I mean, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna quit this band? Like, what? Like, so okay, all of my gear gets stolen, so I'm gonna quit the band. So now I have no gear and no band. Like that'll show them, you know?
Right,
like,
right. But you see, it is a kind of a crazy thing. I know that you guys didn't necessarily go down the Patreon route. I mean, you guys kind of all freely did it yourself. I mean, what was kind of those things that you had to do kind of outside of music to kind of make this Moonraker band happen all over again?
So we've always sort of been super against crowdfunding and stuff like that. We've publicly and privately. So we felt like we'd talked a little too much shit to like try to like be like all our
Well,
stuff
do you
stolen, give us
understand it
money,
now
you know?
why bands do that, or are you still not fully griping with that concept?
You know what? No, like I don't. You know, I feel like we've all discussed this is like an elective, right? It was nobody's job to buy me a drum set the first time. You know, so why is it your problem to buy me?
But what do you
drum
think
set this
about
time?
artists? Because I noticed some artists, they might say they've been out of the game for like 5 or 10 years, and then they'll actually recreate a new Facebook account or Instagram, Twitter, and then they'll say, hey, fans, we need your help to fund the studio time. We need $40,000.
Yeah.
Do you like those moves? Because there's a lot of up-and-coming bands that are doing that right now.
I don't, because like when you think about like a big band doing that, like you think about like, you know, like MXPX crowdfunded the record and made like $1 million or something. And you think about like, you know, like, I don't know, Zach Braff crowdfunded a movie. And like, when you see like big people doing that, it's like, you're supposed to be like the ones getting the money from these people. And if you're not, then there's no money for anybody else, right? If you're the one doing it, unless you're doing it as like a bandwagon thing.
But when you see all that kind of money coming in, doesn't that kind of sense an encouragement for those artists, knowing that like people actually want to hear their music?
I think people want to hear Zach Braff's, you know, movie and MXPX's record. I don't know if that signals that like, if these people can make millions of dollars, then I certainly can, because
basically, and I also think it's also like a punk thing. There is like, I don't know, it's punk rock. There's like this DIY.
MXPX is punk.
No,
so
but it is. But
right
I'm just saying, in the punk community, like there's a DIY to it. There's a grit to it. There's a like having it, and some of that whoring yourself out on social media, to me, kind of feels like it's almost not that why I go to punk shows, why I go to stuff. Not saying it's wrong. I would like $1 million.
Made over $1 million.
But it feels
I'm
weird.
assuming the ticket doors with no processing fees is going to be $15, right? Like that's got to be the case.
Yeah,
but I know we can talk about this for days, though, David. But I do want to get into this kind of understanding that you and Nick started writing new music in your backyard, with Matt recently joining the band in the middle of all of this. And how do you guys know each other? I want to know the connection between all of this.
Me and Nick met a long time ago. I was playing in a band and he was playing in another band that was like a friend, like our friend band that we would like tour with and play local shows with. And he had joined that band, and
but how did Matt get involved? Because I know you and Nick have been linking up for quite some time, but Matt just recently joined the band in the middle of the pandemic, with my understanding that you guys already had some material, but I'm sure Matt brought some of his influence into the music.
Absolutely. Matt's the best. Like he's incredible. If you could ever get Matt in your band, I would do that. He's amazing. We kind of went through guitarists like, you know, Destiny's Child members for a while, you know, like we were
That's
like
funny. Yeah, there was a lot of members they went through after Beyonce left. That was funny.
Yeah, you know, we were like kind of like the defense against the dark arts class, you know, just cycling through guitarists. And
you got quotes for days, my man. I'm gonna be taking.
Dave, I think you might be one of the funniest, dry, sarcastic guests I've had on here so far. I am digging your humor.
well, thank you. But yeah, so we kind of just had like this revolving door of like, you know, people that would like help for a tour or help for the record, and then for a while, like, you know, like our friends Luke and Tyler were like, you know, in the band, but they also were very busy with their other projects, and they were never like fully like could never like commit to being like, okay, I'm the guy that's in the band. A full-time member. Yeah. So gotcha. and we were fine with that for a long time. And then just, you know, once everything was going down, it was like,
especially with live shows coming back, it's kind of hard to play as a two-piece, especially when, you know, Nick's the bassist and, you know, you're the, you know, the drummer. You kind of need some distortion unless you're going to be playing a live track. This ain't Chainsmokers, people. Okay.
No, no, absolutely not. But yeah, so we were like, you know, it's like, oh, we got to write these songs now. We got to write a new record, but like, we don't even have a full band right now. And it's like, what are we gonna do? We don't even have instruments anymore.
Well, you know what, David Green, all I gotta say is you guys are absolutely right what you've been telling the rest of the music publications. This is your best record today. I think it's phenomenal. I definitely hear some of the ties from some of your older classics, and I want to share that with the CCS family, especially somebody who might be tuning in today and has no idea what Moonraker is. Let's play one of you guys' old tracks. This is your music video, War Were Declared, live on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show.
Shedding away through my arteries and tell me just what you see in me. Is it the spotless walls of my lungs? They've been seeing more than their share of bleach. You couldn't last 15 minutes inside my mind. If you could, I'd pick you up on the side of the turnpike. New Jersey ain't that far if you need a ride. Don't lump me in with the rest of them to explain away my crimes. My cloud of sins belong to him. I can do bad by myself just fine. What do you get for the person who wants everything? And what do you say when you tell him you forgot to get him anything? Don't say a word and I'm a failure. Say just one and I'm a fraud. Fill my wounds with potting soil and give me all the salt you've got. 'Cause I'm afraid of pain and change and growth. So I'll let the words die in my throat, or just hoard them for a rainy day. Secretly building machines to keep the clouds away.
Guys like us, we're a different breed, right? We figured out what we wanted to do early on in life, and we kept doing it in the exact same way, no matter what. When I was 15 years old, when I got this job, I said to myself, I am going to work here until the day that I kill myself. And, hello, I'm still here, so I must be happy, right?
What do you get for the person who wants everything? And how do you tell him you forgot to get him anything? Just a racial slur between pots and kettles. Just another fucking score to settle. Ball in the corner pocket, ball on the floor. Just know that this means war. Checkered paths and just starter flags. Just open the bottle and light the rag.
Made my stomach kind of hurt this morning. That is a lot of hard liquor to be drinking. Have you actually tried to do that before in the past?
No, that was the
Okay,
first
just gotta
time we
make
did
sure.
that.
Just gotta make sure because that's some insane talent if you can actually pull that off. But hey, listen, fam, that was Moonraker, and that is their music video. War Were Declared, and we got David Green with us live on Strike a Chord. Where if you physically or digitally pick up that record, you're gonna know these tracks. And David Green, let's get right on into it because with more and more artists creating music than ever before. What does this mean for you as an artist in terms of originality? And what I mean by this is a lot of the times when I think about the punk scene, it reminds me a lot of the new metal scene because a lot of the times they get a lot of crap for being, quote, not being original, from musicians old to young, So what does punk mean to you?
I mean, exactly that. It kind of just means being yourself, being original, and like doing the thing that maybe isn't the thing, like if everyone's over here doing this and maybe you don't like doing that, but I like doing this, so this is what I'm doing. It's I don't know, being
But
original.
I think you're onto it, because what I love about punk is that no fuck mentality. And when I start hearing these Yankee Doodles, we spoke about it a couple weeks ago. David Crosby, telling young artists today to not become a musician. What do you say to these people? I mean, don't people understand by now that the illusion of a rock star is not glamorous? I mean, a lot of the times it's a bunch of middle-aged men touring in a van or a bus, farting, sleeping, eating Slim Jims. I mean, am I wrong, David Green, when I say that?
You're not. I think it's hard when you talk about like David Crosby or any of those people, like people that have been so famous and so successful for so long, do not think the same way as someone who isn't.
Thank you.
Or let's
I said
bring
the same thing. I was like,
let's bring a more modern take into the mix. It wasn't necessarily towards musicians, but we have the one and only Kim Kardashian that can never leave our news feeds. And she was famously told, a lot of young people, they just don't want to work. They don't want to work their ass off. What do you say?
No, she said women to get off their ass, and she can go F herself, because I'm a single mother with multiple jobs.
Marissa,
Sorry.
in reality, she's talking about
I was heated.
She's talking about everybody, but I want to see if David Green has that same,
I mean, who likes to work? I don't like working. Do you like working?
Nope.
Like,
I hate it, but you know what? I like to pay my bills.
Right, exactly. And I don't know. It's like you talk about like people that have been rich for 50 years. You talk about people that were born rich and have like a team of people working behind them. So they could talk about how people, don't want to work.
If my daddy was a millionaire, I wouldn't have to actually work.
Yeah, do you think
I'm just waiting for Kim Kardashian to start her own Patreon account so she could fund, maybe Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian's wedding. But hey, listen, we wanted to have enough time to be able to play one more song by Moonraker, and I love this music video. It's so cool. It's a great track. This song's called To the Gills, live on the Chris College Show, Millennial Talk Show.
This wagon and the wheels fall off, then we'll just have to drag it through the desert, the snow, through the street. Any way that you feel, Mother asked me to sleep under the oak tree, under lock and key, under my feet, a 24-karat gleam. Electric sheep
was their music video to the Gills. And you know what? I can tell that you guys were in Tokyo because when I saw that Godzilla, I was there for 2 weeks. So that is so
Awesome.
cool.
Jelly.
You guys have been able
Jelly.
to travel internationally because you guys deserve it. You guys got amazing music. And I want to let the CCS family know once again, you can pick up that record on May 13th, their upcoming LP, The Forest. And David Green, thank you again for joining the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're awesome.
You've been
Thanks,
great, man.
David.
Hopefully we can chat soon.
Awesome. Yeah.
Have a good one.
All right.
Peace.